place back here is known as the Brampton Soccer Center. Places like this is where kids grow up dreaming of playing in the biggest tournament in the world, the FIFA World Cup. So let's talk about the World Cup so far. A lot of teams already didn't even qualify. You had Italy, USA, Chile, Netherlands. So not only did those teams already fail to qualify since the beginning, which was relatively disappointing, but a lot of teams that were expected to actually do well didn't do well at all so far. So far from Group A, we got Uruguay and Russia, who both made it through to the next round. Uruguay, I guess you can kind of expect. I mean, they got top-notch strikers with Suarez and Cavani, really good midfield, really good defense, and they're super, super organized. Russia, realistically, as the home team, I mean, you'd pretty much expect them to go through. You really don't want to get knocked out the first round as the home squad. Let's be real, the Russians are definitely known to be dopers, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's what's also kind of going on in this situation. So I think the biggest disappointment from Group A, realistically, was Egypt. I mean, it was tough for them. Their best player, Mo Salah, unfortunately, was injured since before the World Cup even started, really. So, I mean, it was a little bit hard to expect them to do extremely well. Group B is an interesting group because I think that was more or less the group of death. It was definitely a fight till the very end. I think everybody kind of expected Spain and Portugal to make it through the first round, but realistically the question was who would take first and who would take second, and it all came down to goal differential. Now Spain, as a squad as a whole, I think personally is probably one of the best squads in the entire tournament. Only reason why is because they have a lot of really good young players, they have a good mix of experienced older players, and their depth is just incredible. If you look at their lineup, they replace one good player with another good player. Then there's Portugal. Realistically, I mean, Portugal is Portugal. You've got Ronaldo, you've got the best player in the world, or at least arguably one of the best players in the world, other than Messi. And he comes on the field and he's just a spark. You always expect him to score. Group C, I think there was a lot of lightweight teams in there between Australia and Peru, who you probably didn't really expect them to do all that much. I mean, France had it pretty easy in that group. They came out with 7 points, they took first place as everybody expected them to do. And you gotta give it to France, they are a good team, they're hard to beat. They made it to the Euro final 2 years ago. And then of course Denmark is a footballing country. I mean, they do have half-decent players like Eriksen, etc. Now Group D was where it got super interesting because I think a lot of people expected Argentina to do really, really well this year. Now obviously Argentina's got the other best player in the world, being Lionel Messi, of course. And I mean, to start the tournament, he's really struggled so far. It took 3 games to finally score 1 goal, realistically, and they had to fight just to qualify for the next round. So I mean, they may have qualified for now, but they're gonna come up against tough opponents. They're gonna come up against tough opponents, being France, so we'll see just how well they actually end up doing. I think the biggest surprise for a lot of people, if they don't watch a lot of soccer, was Croatia. Croatia dominated their group, took all the points from every single game, came out of that group right on top with 9 points. I mean, personally, I watch a lot of soccer or football, and I think and know that Croatia have a really, really good squad. A lot of good young players, players like Modric, Rakitic, solid midfield, really good backline as well. And I mean, personally, they're they're a good side. They've always been a relatively good side, and I didn't really expect anything less of them. I personally predicted that Croatia was going to take first and Argentina second, and I actually predicted that Argentina was going to come out of that group with only 1 point extra to come into second place. So that's pretty much all we have so far for this World Cup. It's been really exciting. It's been a different World Cup, to say the least. I mean, there's been a lot of smaller squads that a lot of people didn't expect to do that well coming out of the first round, and they managed to pull it off. Teams like Russia and Croatia, Uruguay, teams like that. The next round is going to be really, really interesting. We got Portugal versus Uruguay. Sorry guys, I'm just going to read this off my phone because I don't have them all memorized what the upcoming games are yet. But we got Portugal versus Uruguay, France versus Argentina, Spain versus Russia, and Croatia versus Denmark. I think the biggest question now, guys, is that who is going to actually take the championship at the end of the day? Leave a comment down below letting me know who you think is actually going to end up winning the FIFA World Cup 2018 in Russia this year. Let me know. I mean, I'm curious to see who it's going to be. I think it could be either Spain or Germany, just for the simple fact that they may have started a little bit slow in the tournament, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? I mean, realistically, any of those teams could take it. They've got depth, they've got good young players, they can go far in this tournament, and I do think they probably have the highest chances and odds of winning just for the simple fact that they have a lot of depth in their squad. That's proven to be a huge factor in the past. I mean, if you have players that get injured or just aren't playing very well and you need to replace them, you gotta have other players who can play just as good. I mean, Egypt showed this, for example. Mo Salah injured first game. They had nobody as good to replace him with. And I think Germany and Spain both have that advantage on a lot of other teams. I think even Croatia has huge odds, huge chances of winning this tournament this year. I think it's going to get really, really interesting. So that's pretty much it from me, guys. I'll probably make another video like this one over the next couple of days after the next set of games are done and the first round is completely over. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that little notification bell so you know when I make the next video. Thanks guys, bye. So this area back here, guys, that I showed you guys earlier where I was sitting, this is where actually a lot of people in Brampton come to watch the games. It's pretty cool. It gets super packed out here and it's really, really exciting.